Today's video is on sleep cut culture. Okay, so I think sleep cut culture is a really normalized thing in most of North America, probably most of Europe, maybe most of the world. And it's this idea that it's good to be tired. Okay, I think from a young age, we're told that if you don't wake up early and cut sleep, then you're lazy, you have no ambition, you're the bad guy. You should be in a permanent state of sleep deprivation. And part of me thinks that's like intentional, like it's a way of dumbing down population and getting them to not be able to really think deeply or hard about something. But you know, uh, it's likely also just the simpler explanation, which is that, when a culture gets established, people tend to just stick with it, whether it makes sense or not. When something becomes normal, people stick with it. So let's take a look at, some studies here. Okay, so the first study, actually, this is a series of studies they've done on school performance and waking up early. So, what they found is that when students don't have to wake up early to go to school, their math scores go up significantly. That should be really shocking because we're like, well, don't we want our students to do good in school? Like, isn't that the whole reason we're sending them there? Like, I thought grades really mattered a lot. Like, okay, apparently not, right? Making them sleep deprived is more important than making them successful in their education. Now, this mindset, I think, it's really hammered into us through a variety of things. Like even doctors will say, like, it's unhealthy if you sleep over 8 hours a day. That's ludicrous, okay? If you do a lot of exercise or you're mentally doing a lot of work, your brain needs more time to rest and recover, right? So, and then it depends a lot on biology. I mean, I've known people who don't need to sleep over 6 hours. It's not like there's some magical universal time limit for how long everybody needs to sleep, right? It even varies, like I say, day per day, right? And in our culture, it's really normal to compensate by doing like a whole bunch of drugs, right? You're tired and you feel like terrible, so just drink a bunch of alcohol and drink a bunch of high caffeine drinks, right? And this is also terrible for your health too. So it's like this really big anti-health culture. And like my girlfriend was looking up the effects of sleep deprivation, right, in the long term, and cutting sleep is really, really bad for your health. So, you can kill rats by depriving them from sleep, but also it's well linked to dramatically increased risk of Alzheimer, dramatically increased risk of stroke. These are really serious health issues, right? So why are we telling everybody, get up early, don't sleep properly, make sure you're not properly rested? The early bird gets the worm. Why do we push this sleep cut mindset, right? And I think the same is true with food too. Like we have a similar idea with eating. Like we always have food structured into this 3 meals a day sort of thing, right? And like this whole thing about breakfast being the most important meal. Well, it's well documented that the people funding this research just so happen to be breakfast cereal companies like Kellogg's. So, is this reliable research? Most certainly not, all right? Almost certainly not. We have a very massive conflict of interest taking place here. All right, and I don't think there's any real corporate interest or anything in cutting sleep. I just think it's a very bad tradition that's gone on for a long time. People are much more intelligent when they're not sleep deprived. We can see people have much more energy when they're not sleep deprived. And we can see that people have much better physical health and performance when they're not sleep deprived. So I think it makes very good sense to not sleep deprive people.